Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fiyan Tri Apriyanto. I am from TBE 5C. I want to share my journal investigation. The journal title is The Role of Content and Language in Content and Language Integrated Learning, or CLEL, at University Challenges and Implications for ESP. The author's name, Elizabeth Arnoa and Guzman Mancho Bares. The next is research problem. First is what is the status of CLEL and ESP courses in the three degrees? Second is for the CLEL classes observed, are there any expected linguistic outcomes? Are they explicitly mentioned in the course syllabi? Is there an explicit focus on language in classroom discourse? Does participants' language proficiency become an issue in the classes observed? And the third is what the lecturers and students' views on the implementations of CLEL and the role assigned to language. What are their views or on CLEL versus ESP? The next is theories employed. First is course documentation. Language support differed considerably between the three courses. Accounting was prepared and taught by content expert without a language consultant. Law was divided into two sections, a brief introduction to ESP and disciplinary law content. The ESP content was offered by a translator lawyer and part-time lecturer, yet no language support was offered to the content teachers by these language specialists to put the theoretical content into practice. Agronomy included the integration of language and content derived from a previous team teaching experience, Coates and Clement 2011. The expected language learning outcomes varied greatly across the course syllabi. In accounting, there was no explicit language content or materials. Similarly, in law, the language content imparted at the beginning of the course was not put into practice in the disciplinary content. In contrast, in the agronomy syllabus, there were references of references to language content or skills related to the discipline with the explicit course objective of developing both content and language knowledge. The secondary objective is to improve your use of English as a technical and professional language. The next is the next theories employed is classroom observation. The counting and law classes basically adopted a lecturing style consistent with the little attention paid to language in course descriptions, lectures. This course focus almost exclusively on content, with a few episodes focusing on language usually arising out of lectures or perceived low proficiency level or from convert or overt comp comprehension breakdowns. For example, both accounting lecturers started their lessons by acknowledging acknowledging their own linguistic limitations, one of the few references to language. In the extract below, the lecturer made herself available for repairs. reflecting a focus on language as the review of possible comprehension problems. Moreover, she also admitted that her lack of proficiency and confidence in lecturing in English affected the class methodology and contributed to her use of group work. And the last theory employed is perception of CLEL from focus group discussions. Lecturers refer to CLEL courses as a way for students to practice discipline-related English, only in only in relation to the language requisite in the new degrees. That is, students demonstrating FL competence. Did a business did a business lecture reflect on the presence of ESP courses with a more favorable opinion towards CLEL than to ESP? Business English courses are compulsory for all students, while CLEL courses are chosen by a few motivated students who have enrolled voluntarily. In general, lecturers and students' answers are positive towards CLEL. Apart from the arguments related to language practice or learning and internationalization, some students considered CLEL as an induction into the discipline. And the last is result and discussion. All in all, the present movement towards CLEL opens up new challenges for ESP lecturers. In CLEL courses, there is ample room for collaboration in language development, from designing ESP or EAP courses adapted to the disciplines to collaborating with content lecturers through to an adjunct model. The successful case of the integration of language and content in agronomy could be extended to other courses and disciplines, while the presence of CLEL and ESP courses in business studies paves the way for discipline and ESP lecturers to overcome departmental barriers and collaborate. Well, that's all from me. Sorry if any mistake. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.